Marvel is finally bringing Nova to the MCU. Good news for all you Nova stans out there, or as you probably prefer to be called, Richard Riders. After years and years of poking and prodding Kevin Feige at various press junkets, unrelenting teases, and the appearance and destruction of the literal Nova Corps itself, Nova is finally coming to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. According to a new report from Deadline, Marvel Studios is developing a project around this spacefaring superhero with Moon Knight writer Sabir Pirzada, with Marvel Studios head honcho Kevin Feige attached to produce. It's unclear if this project is going to be a feature film or a Disney Plus series. Nerdist reached out to Disney and Marvel for comment, but didn't hear back as of this filming. With that said, the same issue of Production Weekly that included a listing for the rumored Daredevil reboot that we broke down yesterday, there's also an untitled Marvel space project for Disney Plus listed as being in development. That makes Nova the likeliest suspect for this mystery series so far, thanks to this new report. Now, for those of you who don't know, Nova and the Nova Corps are somewhat analogous to Green Lantern and the Green Lantern Corps in the DC universe. They're basically the de facto space cops of the Marvel universe. You might remember them from their first appearance in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Hey, if it isn't Star Prince.
As for Nova himself, the character actually existed before he appeared in the Marvel Universe. Back in 1966, writer Marv Wolfman developed a prototypical version of Nova for his fanzine Super Adventures. Originally called the Star, this character was later reworked by Wolfman a decade later in 1976, where he debuted in The Man Called Nova, #1. What a name. Written by Wolfman and illustrated by John Buscema, the comic introduced us to Richard Rider, an unassuming high school student from New York who is visited by Roman Day, the last surviving Centurion of the planet Xandar's mighty Nova Corps. Selected to inherit the Dying Day's powers, Richard gained superhuman abilities and the rank of Nova Prime. Although Richard began his career as Nova fighting criminals in New York as he learned the ropes of being a superhuman, he quickly found himself called into space to protect Xandar after its reconstruction. Over the years, he fought alongside the New Warriors, the Secret Avengers, and the Guardians of the Galaxy, just to name a few. But Nova is still best known as a member and leader of the Nova Corps, helping to defend the Marvel Universe from all manner of interstellar threats. Now, Nova and the entire Nova Corps' powers are derived from something called the Nova Force. This boundless cosmic energy source is distributed by the sentient supercomputer known as the Xandarian World Mind. The Nova Force imbues Nova with a wide range of abilities, including superhuman strength, speed, endurance, flight, and the ability to generate powerful gravimetric energy blasts. And that connection to the Xandarian World Mind means having an intrusive supercomputer popping into his head at all hours of the day. It provides Nova with automatic language translation and even downloads information about his opponents directly into his brain. It can also operate his body while he's sleeping like a big old meat puppet, but ultimately it helps prevent the Nova Force from overwhelming Richard and driving him insane, which is the exact opposite of what notifications on my phone do. Now, of course, Richard Rider isn't the only person in the Marvel Universe to go by Nova over the years. Richard Rider was trapped in the alternate reality known as the Cancerverse and seemingly died there during the events of the Thanos Imperative story arc in 2010, leaving the Nova Force in shambles. Then, in 2011, Jeff Loeb and Ed McGuinness introduced the world to Sam Alexander, a 13-year-old kid who discovered that his missing father was secretly a member of the Nova Corps as well. After a chance encounter with Gamora and Rocket Raccoon, Sam embraced his father's legacy and became a new Nova in the Marvel Universe. Over the years, Sam became a member of the actual Avengers, the New Warriors, and the Champions, just to name a few. And while the Deadline article specifically name-checked Richard Rider, it's unclear if Marvel will put the focus for this Nova project on Richard, Sam, or some combination of the two. Last we heard, Thanos basically murdered every single member of the Nova Corps using the Power Stone back in Avengers Infinity War.
Thanos already has the Power Stone because he stole it last week when he decimated Xandar.
And according to Avengers Infinity War co-writer Christopher McFeely, Nova was originally supposed to appear in that movie, but the scene was ultimately scrapped when they decided not to show Thanos murdering all the members of the Nova Corps on Xandar.
One of the worst crimes of all, so also illegal.
The point is, folks, that means that Richard Rider is theoretically alive in the MCU, and they could still tell his story as it appeared in the original comics if they choose to do so. However, they could also structure a Nova project around Sam discovering his father's legacy like in the comics, and we could maybe see storylines in the past following Richard as well. Because, given the MCU's emphasis on introducing younger heroes like Ms. Marvel, Kate Bishop, America Chavez, Stature, Patriot, Speed, and Wiccan, it seems inevitable they're building towards a Young Avengers-style team-up at some point in the future. And while Sam was a member of the Avengers proper, he definitely fits in with this more youthful cadre of heroes the MCU is building up for future phases of storytelling. Of course, with that said, there's no reason they couldn't start with Richard Rider and introduce Sam Alexander at a later date. After all, with elder gods like Shumagoroth, Gargantos, wink, and potentially Chthon being introduced in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, who's to say they're not eventually building toward a Cancerverse-style story in the MCU as well? Only time will tell, but who knows? With Secret Invasion on the horizon about to drop a shape-shifting Skrull army on us, maybe that untitled Marvel space project could revolve around S.W.O.R.D. after all, like so many people have theorized. Because who wouldn't want to see Abigail Brand with her rude toot and green hair in the MCU? But in the meantime, folks, Nova fans can rest easy knowing that some version of their favorite hero is finally coming to the MCU. Anyway, we'll keep you posted as we learn more, and we have plenty of other deep dives for you over on Nerdist.com in the days ahead. For now, though, tell us, what do you think about this news? What do you want to see from a Nova series or movie? And who should play Nova and why?
You?
Let us know in the comments below, and for the latest and greatest in the world of pop culture, stay tuned to Nerdist.com.